I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once,
It hadn't started recording yet, so it starts over once.
Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
Usually it doesn't take this long
Everything
to
is
start.
on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go.
What do you
I'm
suggest?
gonna suggest that you listen to this before it goes out because I think that there is a lot of pre-talk that we don't realize.
Oh yeah, no, I know the pre-talk is there. It's fine. I don't.
Yeah, but I think we got like a whole minute's worth this time.
Okay, cool, whatever. Welcome back again to another episode of the Epic Podcast. Back in the house today, three of us again. But this time we got Justin from the Jump Street, man. No Jared right now. He should be joining us later, so we'll see. But nonetheless, we're gonna get through it none the same, man. How was y'all sports weekend?
I'm a Niners fan, man. How you think my sports weekend was?
Good. I mean, maybe something else happened in your sports weekend.
There's other sports going on. I absolutely. Well, I didn't win any of my bets, so I mean, I guess
No, see,
it
look,
was
you got
up
bets,
there.
you got fantasy, you do a lot of things with sports.
Yeah, I didn't win that either.
Okay.
I played against everybody who had an amazing day.
Yeah,
They
been there,
played
done
against
that.
my team. That's in both leagues.
Yep.
Some of them I just got double dipped on. Kyrie Williams, 3 touchdowns, killed me in 2 leagues.
Yep. Daggone shame. I understand that pain.
I think about fantasy. Now you just brought up painful memories from Sunday.
My bad. Hey, I was just trying to figure out how your weekend was. What about you, Justin, man?
That's cool, man. Busy weekend as usual, but can't complain, man. Ike, I'm with you there. He brought up a sore spot. Look, I lost on some shenanigans because they don't be putting the injury report out early enough. So I had David Montgomery on my bench, who put up a smooth like 34. That was that I win without a doubt just by putting him in.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, Justin. Your mic, you sound a little distorted. I don't know if you got your earphone in or whatnot.
I will, while he's doing that, I will raise him one. This didn't happen to me. This happened to a frat brother, though, who's actually playing his son. Down, I think he was down 4 points with Mahomes, who runs and stops at the 2-yard line.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah.
I couldn't wait to hate on somebody else since I got smashed this week. I'm like, oh, you lost to your son by 2 points, bro, because Mahomes made
Mahomes didn't
play.
Yeah.
Like, hey, come on down here to this loser circle with me and enjoy it.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
Is that any better?
No, it's still sounding a bit distorted. I don't know. Maybe if you just don't raise your voice, which it happens, but it's just like when you, I don't know.
I'm raising my voice though, so
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we keep it pushing. Yeah, man. I actually went to the Coast game this weekend with my dad. It was his first time inside the Lucas Oil Stadium, so got to share that. My wife got us tickets for my birthday, so that was pretty cool, man. We had fun. Watching him experience that atmosphere was hilarious in itself. Because my dad's not a big people person. Like, he don't hang out like that. He don't be out like that. So to see him out, a bunch of people, like, it was funny for me anyway. So yeah, it was cool though. So interesting game, but cool nonetheless.
So you're just gonna gloss past the fact that you're about to be 40?
Because I'm not. I'm about to be 38. So I'm not glossing past anything. Sure, so. I don't know what you're doing right now, Justin, but audio sounds fine. Sound like you
maybe it's on your
duct
side.
taping something. I don't know. Could be.
said, "Fix the internet."
I'll put on a different headset just to please you.
You know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm here for.
You know what? I couldn't ask for any more.
Nah.
I'm happy just that you're here. You know what? Regardless of how you sound to me.
Well, you know what? I'm glad I'm here too.
All right, and with that said, let's move into some college football, man. Let's recap week 5 in college football, man. Of course, we're gonna start off with the Colorado USC, man. I watched the whole game. It was not looking good early. Like they was about to get dominated as they did last week by Oregon, but it's like at halftime, whatever Coach Prime said or the adjustments he did make started working, especially on the offensive side. They put in a couple of the freshmen. And yeah, if these are just freshmen and they got a couple more of these guys on the bench, yeah, they're going to be dynamic for the next couple of years. I can't remember the kid's last name, but he came in and immediately within 5 catches was at like 192. They couldn't stop him. Literally got him back in the game, and they put in a freshman DB too to help stop some of the passing. Um, Came in and immediately impacted the game. Did you did you end up watching? I know, of course, Isaac didn't, but did you end up watching that game, Justin?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You talking about on Marion Miller? Hmm.
That's who it was, Mario Miller. Yeah,
Hmm.
he went crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Can I ask you something though?
yes,
Like the one thing I think that I was a bit confused on is, well, he just disappeared. I can't hear nothing now.
I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie to you. My mute was on accident.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you was talking. I couldn't hear nothing. I'm like,
Yeah.
So
uh,
you were saying, could
yeah, I had a question for you
yeah,
because
go
what
ahead.
threw me off in that because I think the reality is the only thing that kind of showed you is the flaw of USC's defense. I think they just got too comfortable because I I mean without a doubt USC's offense could have scored at any given time. Caleb Williams is, I'll be honest, watching that game, he's the real deal. Some of the stuff that dude was doing, like that was probably my first time for real, like watching him and kind of really
Right,
seeing
right.
how he
Full
played.
game and
Yeah,
not just
full
seeing
game. Yeah,
highlights
like
and stuff like that. Yeah.
he's like nah, dude's he's for real. But can you help me understand? So like Amarion Miller is a freshman, and like you said, they put in a couple other. Why wait till now to put those guys in though? Because like their defense has struggled throughout the entire year, and even against Oregon, their offense was terrible.
I
Why?
don't.
Where were these? I mean, why not play them then?
I agree, and I look at if you get Travis Hunter back and um you
I
put him
forgot the other
opposite.
kid. I know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't remember, but you put them opposite of each other,
yeah,
and then you put Cooper in the slot.
yeah, yeah,
Like I think them three can pretty much hold any three receivers in the nation.
yeah.
Like
And don't forget Shiloh didn't play either. So
yeah, yeah, and Shiloh over the top, absolutely.
yeah.
Um, I think I don't know, and I have no idea because I haven't heard anyone speak about this. I
Okay.
don't. Maybe he doesn't play freshman. Maybe he don't play
Oh, one of them
redshirt.
kind of. Okay. Okay.
Maybe he let his his upperclassmen play. And I heard something about Miller that he hasn't been preparing properly. Like not that he's not talented or he's not good. Like
Mm,
the preparation before the game, I just think he hasn't been preparing properly. From what I heard the announcers say during the game, so that's the reason why he hadn't been playing. But I
okay.
mean, shoot,
Okay.
with talent like that, send him on a couple go routes, couple posts.
And
You don't like nobody can
eh,
stop him.
he
So
a big target too. I don't know how big that kid, but he looks
like he
big
about
out there.
6'2".
Yeah, he looked like he got some size to him as well.
And
So,
speed. Like he was running
hmm,
past boys.
yep,
He
yep,
caught a screen and took it 70 yards. Like,
yeah,
what are we
good,
doing? Like,
yeah,
but yeah, no, if he got a couple more of them guys on the bench, sitting in the woodworks, then no, Colorado gonna be all right. So you ain't
yeah,
got to worry about them. And now that you done put them two on the big screen, man, now you gotta play them. Like, there's
yeah,
no way next
yeah.
week you come out and don't
And
play
you
these
done play
guys.
them. Yep, yep.
So
I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
they're both gonna end up being household names with performances like that. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I also watched this Notre Dame Duke game. For once, Duke was ranked.
Yeah,
They've
yeah.
been playing very well, trying to change that football culture there because they're pretty much known as a basketball school, as we said last week. Very tough, gritty, hard fought game against Notre Dame. Um, as you may very well know, that Notre Dame's just hard nosed. They run the ball, play action, like they very vanilla, and they depend on their defense and their run game. Duke pretty much the same way. They like to play a little bit more spread, but they were getting after it. There was no domination in this game. I think at halftime it was like 7-0 Notre Dame, but like Duke fought back. And it was a very, very, very tough game. So I think Notre Dame scored on the last possession in order to win. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't dominating fashion. Good football game though. A lot better than I thought it was going to be. And then LSU loses to Ole Miss. I've had to put this in here. Ole
Yeah.
Miss was not ranked before this game, and I think LSU was like 11th or 12th in the nation. Um,
13th, I think. Yep,
13th.
13th.
Okay, I knew they was on. I think we about to
Yeah,
get
you.
Jared here soon.
Yeah, I want to say
But
like 13th though. Yeah,
yeah,
I
but
think they're
like
up there.
it was crazy back and forth. And actually, I take that back. It wasn't a back and forth game. Actually, Ole Miss was really dominating. LSU had to fight to even get back in this game. And then, like, again, like their defense just didn't show up at the end. They drove on the last drive to beat them. But that was crazy.
Yeah.
Um
Question for you.
I'm
And
listening.
I don't know. So this is for real, like a question. Is Jaden Daniels an NFL quarterback?
I don't see it when you're looking at the Caleb Williamses, the Bo Nixes. You're looking at those type of quarterbacks. I
Mhm.
don't see it yet, but LSU has traditionally produced pretty good quarterbacks. If you look at the Burrows and stuff like that, and Burrow could just be an anomaly, but I don't see it yet. And it could be the weapons around him. None of those guys really jump off the page. Everybody's been kind of doing their part.
Mhm.
But like I said, I don't know yet. Maybe I just need to see another year. But if
I
you,
think he's a senior, if I'm not mistaken. I think
yeah,
so.
if I look at this, if you're a senior, and I mean, granted, you probably been playing behind some guys, but to be a senior and like haven't been in the transfer portal, haven't went nowhere, and really put yourself on the map before being at LSU, I don't think so. Because most guys that are, I believe, that are NFL quarterbacks, they've already kind of made their mark.
Okay. Okay.
Hold on, real quick. We're gonna get Jared in here. This is definitely his topic. So, um, what's up, Jared? Man,
What's going on, fellas?
none much, man. We were just talking about the LSU Ole Miss game.
Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was
Real good game.
real good game. Came down to the wire, man. LSU losing though to Ole Miss. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really think it kind of kicked LSU out of the national championship picture or the playoff picture, but I mean, it was a tough game. I mean, it was a ranked opponent. They were on the road.
Were they ranked before? I don't think Ole Miss was ranked before this.
Yeah, Ole Miss and LSU were ranked. I think Ole
I
Miss
know
was
LSU
20.
was, but I didn't know Ole Miss was.
Yeah, fact check me on that. But yeah, I believe Ole Miss was like 20,
Okay,
22.
because they're
'Cause
16th now.
their only loss is at Alabama.
Okay,
So yeah, they're playing pretty well. LSU was playing pretty well, but now, like I said, this is their second loss. They also lost to Florida State
yeah.
earlier in the season. So I mean, I don't think it makes that big of a difference on the landscape of the entire season, but as far as the playoff picture, yeah, it's probably over.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially because right now, I mean, in this early, we only at week 5, but we got too many undefeateds right now. I mean, if you look at the top 9 teams, they're all undefeated. So,
Right.
um,
Then I'm not even sure a two-loss team has ever made it into the playoff. I could be wrong on that, but
no, I don't think so either.
yeah,
You're
it's
definitely
probably
right. It's hard. It's hard to get in with one,
yeah, for sure.
um, just based on strength of schedule and things of that nature.
Facts, facts.
So,
So my question, Jared, curious to see what you say on this. My question was: is Jaden Daniels an NFL quarterback?
Ooh, I'm gonna say no.
Okay, I said no also.
I really haven't dove too much into his stats and like and scouted him enough to really say like what his weaknesses are, what his strengths are. But
Mm-mm.
based on the eye test, I
Mm.
can't really see it.
Okay. Because
Maybe
I
if he
don't know.
went,
Like, yeah, I don't. I really
yeah,
don't know. But
uh,
seeing some of that Ole Miss LSU game, I was like, I mean, the kid seems like he has some talent. I know he's a senior, but I mean, as far as like, I
yeah.
think they said he was like 6'4", so prototypical height, that kind of stuff. And I didn't realize
Ooh.
this about his stats. He has like a 16-2 touchdown interception ratio
Mhm.
this year,
Yeah, I mean
but
he's
he
been
never
killing.
looked like a quarter. Like in the glimpses that I saw, it
Yeah,
wasn't like he is like, oh man, this kid really is slinging this ball around. So that's why I
yeah,
asked. Like, he
yeah,
just didn't necessarily look that part to me, but
yeah,
I haven't seen a lot of him. So
yeah.
Especially
I would
being
say
at
no.
LSU, where you have a lot of eyes on you at LSU, especially as the quarterback. Like, so I feel like if he was ready, or if anybody, these professionals thought he was ready, you would have been hearing something, and you haven't heard anything else about LSU or him.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking maybe if you want to spend a third or a fourth round draft pick on him, I mean it's all based on the situation anyway.
true.
I can't remember who I
That's a
was listening
fact.
to,
That's a fact.
but they were saying how I think this was a conversation stemming from Caleb Williams' dad saying, "Hey, if the right team don't have the number one pick next year, then
He
he'll just
coming back.
stay." But
Yep.
it's just like the way the draft is designed. It's designed for the bad teams to have the higher draft picks. So it's
Yep.
like in most situations you're going to end up on a bad team, and I think that could do numbers for a situation like who's to say Justin Fields, for example, wouldn't be thriving somewhere else. Like you just never really know.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say he'd be a first rounder, probably not even a second or a third. But I mean, if you wanted to,
A late round
spend a
flyer, maybe.
yeah, spend a fourth or something on him. Yeah, I would say I compare him to Trey Lance, but that wouldn't really
You
be.
know who I was thinking of when I saw him, and I could be totally wrong because this kid I didn't see a lot of.
Uh,
I just saw him in the preseason. Was it like Dorian Wright that played at UCLA that plays for Cleveland?
Dorian. I
Oh,
want
I
to
know
say
you're talking
Finney
about. Yeah,
Smith, but that's
Yeah,
the basketball player.
yeah, no, no. You know what I'm talking
Thompson.
about.
Yeah,
Something
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah.
for
that. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
He plays for
So
Brown.
that's the vibe I got like when I saw
Nah,
Daniel said, Is that a good
yeah,
maybe like a
yeah.
comp?" You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, for sure. I can see
something like
that's
that.
actually that's very damn good, man.
Okay.
That's a very good comparison. So
I
yeah, I
agree
would
with
say
that.
it's something like that. So it's like even with that situation, it's like he's in a situation where he's backing up Deshaun. So I mean, it could work out. Right system, the quarterback. I wouldn't say the same style because that would be kind of disrespecting Lamar.
Right.
But I
Yep.
mean that would be disrespecting Deshaun. But
Sean.
you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like it's
But
you
I
know
mean, there's teams that need backups. I mean, you look at
right.
Minnesota. You look at. I mean, a lot
Clearly,
of these teams that need
Yeah.
like solid backups.
clearly,
Yeah, Cincinnati.
tell me about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
man.
Like, clearly,
No, that's
there's
the truth.
definitely
That's
teams
the
You,
out
truth.
there
you
that
struck you,
need
you struck a nerve.
reputable.
Man, he turned up real quick.
Golly,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you, man.
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
Well, speaking of top tens, man, let's take a look at the top tens right now in the college football, man. We not much has changed. You still got Georgia at number one. We still have Michigan at two, Texas at three, and Ohio State. Even though they didn't play this weekend, they're still at four. Florida State at five, Penn State at six, Washington at seven. Only thing that really switched is eight, nine, and 10. You got Oregon now at eight, USC at nine, and
Hmm.
Notre Dame at 10 now, which was Utah last week. But with that loss, had to put. I think they had to move Notre Dame up there with them beating Duke. Move USC down to nine only because Oregon dominated Colorado, but then of course USC it came down to the wire.
That's
Hmm.
So I
matchup
feel
stuff.
like
I
yeah,
hate
I
I
know,
hate
but I
that.
mean I see why they
So
switched it. And you can't penalize USC too much for a win. I mean a win is a win, but then Oregon goes on and dominate this week also. I think against Arizona. So I mean, to switch those around, I'm not mad at. And keeping the top seven as they were. I mean, nobody lost. Everybody kind of won in stunning fashion this week. So I
Yeah, I
But
mean,
can't agree with
my
that.
issue with college football, even like with that, and I'm not pretending to be an expert at all, but like the reason why I have a problem with that, Vernon, is you penalize the team for winning. It doesn't matter how they won, they won. And
yeah,
I've watched a little bit more college football this year. I'll be honest, I ain't been impressed with Ohio State. They still up there. You
Neither
know what
have
I mean?
I.
Like
yeah.
I know, and I know, Jared, you probably agree with that. It's like
Oh,
that ain't a
absolutely.
team where you're like, Oh wow, Ohio
They're
State
not
is
blowing
no, they're
me
not.
blowing me
No,
away
they're
at all.
so it's
But I,
like
but I
well,
think wait, I agree, Justin. But with college football, like they take so much into it. Like name itself plays a part. So Ohio State, yes, while they haven't been dominating, it's still like, hey, look, they were the top ranked last year. They played good last year, and they haven't lost this year. So you'd be like, okay, do you really take them out of the top 10 for what? Strength of schedule early on, not really, because down the road, they're in the Big Ten and their top opponents are coming up. The Michigans,
Yeah,
things of
they're
that
gonna
nature.
have a chance to
They're
prove
gonna have a
themselves.
chance to prove it.
So it's like it's
yeah.
easier to give them the benefit of the doubt now
Right.
because their card is gonna be shown soon. Where now, I'm not even saying that's necessarily gonna be a bad card. It could be great, but
Yeah.
whatever this team is talking about this year is gonna be shown soon. So I can't necessarily I just say I disagree with them being four, but I think there it's gonna come out sooner or later. Like we're gonna
Yeah.
have to play Penn State, still gonna have Michigan. Our card is gonna be turned over here soon. So the rankings will take care of themselves. And it's just
Right.
like,
And the same thing with a Michigan and a Penn State.
yeah.
Like
And then
those
I think
teams are
that's
all
another
gonna have to
thing.
play, and that's gonna sort
Yeah.
itself out.
I don't think I mean, Georgia hasn't been blowing.
They
I don't
haven't
think
tested. They haven't been
anybody has
tested
been
either.
just like going
They
crazy.
barely won. They barely got by Auburn. I
Yeah. And
almost
then
put that. That was almost a game we was gonna talk about.
But
Michigan's had
that's
a lot of 30 something to 7 games, but they
yeah.
have played nobody.
Nobody. Yeah.
At least
But
Ohio
I think
State can say that they went on the road and beat a top 10 team. I mean, take that for what it's worth.
yeah,
Me
Right.
being
yeah.
a
Right. Right.
realist, I'm not blown away by that. But in terms of how they determine rankings, that might mean that for sure means something for them. So,
And that, but
Absolutely.
like to me, it's like that's not even a knock on like the Georgia or Ohio State.
No.
All I'm saying is like there shouldn't have been no movement because I think to your
yeah,
point,
no,
all of
yeah,
their
you're right.
cards
I
is going to
agree.
show at
Yeah,
some point.
for
So
sure.
why the movement?
The
So
only
Yeah,
movement I
yeah.
agree with really is Notre Dame being at 10 because they did play a tough Duke team. So like I mean they play,
that's
a ranked
fine. I
opponent. You
mean
know what
that's
I mean?
fine.
I agree with that. But like you said, I mean, Oregon, yes, I think they played in conference, but I mean they dominated and like
Oregon
I
plays
said,
Stanford, and
yeah.
Stanford is poverty
Not
too.
yeah,
So
they're not even who they once was. But
no,
again,
not
like
even.
you said, I think all this, I mean, the most impressive team in the top 10 to me really is Texas right now.
You could say
Um
that, but I mean
they
they've kind of
I
struck.
mean,
They
but
have,
I mean to be, to beat
yeah,
Alabama and then, who else they just play? I mean, they've been their wins have been quality wins
they beat
and
Kansas on. I think
yeah,
was Kansas ranked? They might have
I think
been.
Kansas
Yeah, they
was right.
were. They were ranked. Yeah, so they
Yeah.
beat Kansas
Man,
on Saturday.
defund the NCAA, man.
Man,
I'm sorry.
man, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
I'm
mean,
that's what
they
we
sorry.
dom-
come
I
out for
mean
the
they
episode.
dominated they dominated Baylor. I mean, you look.
Baylor
I
is
mean,
terrible,
Yeah. Terrible.
terrible.
so
Absolutely terrible.
yeah,
But you know
Although
who I
they had a
actually
crazy comeback win on Saturday, that was crazy. If
I
y'all
didn't
get
see that.
bored, look
I didn't
up
see that.
they played UCF at
Uh-huh.
UCF. I mean, they were down probably 30, 32 points, something like that. It was like 35 to 7 at one point. Came back and won. So that was crazy. Kudos to
Wow.
them on that. But
Wow.
yeah.
they're not. They're
You
not.
know
But yeah,
who
no, I'm just
Not,
saying as I'm looking. But then they got Oklahoma this week, so that would be
oh
that's
yeah.
to be their good test game coming up.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
a team that I watched last week that I'll be honest, never seen, happened to catch it because they play Oregon State. And I'm be real, they look like they could be right. Washington State.
yep,
Them boys, I was like,
Man, for sure.
woo.
Quiet as kept, the Pac-12 got some hitters in it.
They do.
that's
You got
Washington, my
USC.
man Michael Penix,
Washington is balling. They look
balling.
crazy right
we
now.
were talking.
Yeah.
That's why I was talking like at the beginning of our season 2. I was talking about that. I was saying like for them not to have a TV deal and really the whole it's not going to be a conference next year.
Which is crazy.
Because 10 of the teams are leaving. Like
Yeah.
everybody's leaving. The only team that doesn't, only two teams that really don't have nowhere to go is
Washington
Colorado.
State, Oregon
They have,
State. No,
I thought
Colorado's going to the Big 12.
they are going to Big 12. You're right.
Yep.
But
Oregon
yeah,
State, Washington State.
in Washington State. So you got two teams that really don't have a conference yet, but they'll figure that out. But for
Washington
them to
State,
have
boy.
to start off the year with 9 ranked teams, and even now I'm looking, I'm like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They still have 5.
Yeah, I'm
You,
wondering is it like the time zone is the reason why they can't get a TV deal?
I don't know. I think they were
Maybe.
being, from what I've seen over the summer, like I just think they wanted more money. Nobody was putting out the type of money for the Pac-12 that they were putting
I
out for like
understand that.
the Big Tens and the SECs and stuff like that. Which the
That's
same
weird.
thing's happening with the Big 12. A lot of teams are leaving the Big 12 because the same thing. The ACC is going to eventually. It's eventually going to come down. It's probably going to end up being like 3 conferences after a while
That's
because
crazy.
it's going to turn into a Power 3.
Because there's
Like
almost 20 teams in the Big Ten, bro. It's going to be
right.
like years between playing opponents. Like,
Yep.
it might be
Yep.
2 or 3 years before,
And it's going to be harder to put
like
in like
matchup.
those out of conference games. It's really going
Yeah.
to turn
Your
into
entire schedule is going to be conference
it's
games.
going to be
Mhm.
conference games. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because
Maybe that's what they want.
teams in the
Probably
conference
so.
are going to want to try to move up and get in the bowl games, and the only way to do it is going to be able to. You're going to have to win conference games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna be tough, man. And then
it
like
is.
like we spoke about before with the 18 playoff. I mean, that's gonna be crazy. Like you're gonna see you're eventually we're gonna see an Ohio State Michigan regular season game, Ohio State Michigan conference championship, and possibly face off in the playoff. You're gonna it's
It's going
inevitable.
to happen.
And it's just like with 12 with 8 teams, it's like, man, it's almost, or is it 8 or is it 12?
It's 8.
With 8 teams, it's like, man, it's making it easier for people to get in. Like
Yep.
I mean, it's almost like a 2-loss Alabama for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
they're gonna be in. So it's almost like, why even play a a conference championship?
For
If
what?
you're
Yeah.
undefeated, why even if I'm Alabama, why show my cards against LSU? Because with that one loss, I'm gonna get in. With 2 losses, I'll probably get in. So like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying?
But see,
And
even with
that might water down the Ohio State Michigan game too, because it's like, what are we really playing for? Because like last year, Ohio State lost to Michigan. Ohio State was in the playoff. You make it more teams, that's gonna be even more inevitable. So it's really like, what's the point of even, you
and
know?
some of those conference championship games may be those first round games. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm
Nah,
just saying
I don't
I'm
think
just saying
that's
the
in the
way they match them
cards.
up. I think, but like I'm saying, I think they may just do away with the conference championship games,
I'm
saying
okay
like
with that.
they say like, okay, well, you got Ohio State and Michigan. That would have been the Big Ten championship game. Why don't we
Yeah.
just make that the first round playoff game?
I really, because I'm not. I mean, I'm in with traditions, but technically, I mean, that being the last game of the regular season, like, move it. I'd rather know what my team is about earlier than
Yeah.
later.
That's true
Like,
too.
move it around. Like, I
Plus,
wouldn't
give
mind
them a
seeing
chance to
Ohio State
recover from a
Michigan first
defeat.
game of the season on a Thursday night. Like, why not?
Yeah,
But I
gives them a
also
chance to, whoever loses, they have time to
Yeah,
build back
exactly.
up.
Like,
So,
But I
exactly.
think, see, Justin, I think the opposite though with that is, and how maybe the college football look at it is saying like, okay, well, let's leave it for last so it have more implications.
The way they're doing everything is not. I mean, you got like almost 20 teams in the Big Ten now.
Yeah.
You're putting 8 teams in the playoff. The more and more you change it, the more and more you're dwindling the meaning. Because like I said,
That's
if
true.
if both teams are undefeated at the end of the season, bruh, to hell with a tradition. I'm trying to win a championship.
Right,
So like,
right.
am I going?
If I got to pick between beating
Yeah,
them or winning a championship, I'm
if
going
I
to
can
pick winning a
lose to you,
championship.
if I can lose to you and walk in the playoffs,
I don't
yeah,
care.
to your point, Jared. If one's 1 and one's 4, they know it don't matter if I lose this game.
yeah,
We're
like
still getting in. What does it matter?
exactly. So at that point, you lose the tradition of the game, you lose the meaning of the game. Move it around, like move it around.
I agree.
And that's an uncommon opinion. I mean, a lot of Ohio. I never grew up with a hatred for Michigan, so I'm like that odd fan that, because my stepdad. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. So my stepdad went to Ohio State, and he was like a little guy, and he wrestled. So he used to work out with like some of the football players, and they used to talk trash back and forth to each other. So he would be like, "All right, y'all talking trash, like Michigan gonna come in here and stomp y'all on Saturday," and they'd be, "No, you're not. Yeah, they are." Blah blah blah. So they would go back and forth. So growing up, I inherited who he liked, and he didn't hate Michigan because of that, that
Right. That little
rivalry.
banner. Right.
Yeah. So with him introducing me to football, I kind of got, both sides of it. So I never grew up as an Ohio State fan that just hated Michigan. I couldn't really care less. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yep.
I'm not one of them ones. So that game really doesn't do it for me. Like some fans are, oh, we can lose every game if we beat Michigan. Fuck that. Like that's goofy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
You ain't
at
really
this
trying to be
point,
great.
it's a very unpopular opinion, but I wouldn't be mad if they moved the game around in the season. Like the last game of the season with the way things are trending, 20 teams in the Big Ten, 18 playoff. It just don't make sense to have that game there. It's gonna water down.
Right, right. All right, man. Well, let's switch gears a little bit before we get into NFL talk, man.
Oh Jesus
Uh,
Christ!
oh Jesus Christ, what? What I
I'm
do?
about to, I'm about to hop back off.
What? What?
I was hoping y'all had got past that. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
This real quick. We gotta talk
Jesus
about.
Christ. Like,
You gotta think. A
oh my
lot of stuff
God.
happens in a week, man. So we gotta try to pick out the
This
important stuff.
dumpster fire over my way. Like, this is unbelievable. But go ahead.
What's a dumpster fire? What, the Dame
The,
trade?
the
Nah,
Cincinnati
the
Bengals.
Bengals.
Oh no, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about
Absolute
that later.
Hey,
dumpster fire.
Jared, I don't think I have your number because I said I was gonna text you
I'll
because
send it to you, bro.
literally, yeah, because literally, bro, what you said never happens ended up happening. I said, how freaking ironic is it that Derrick Henry did what he did after we had that conversation? It's like,
Bro, like, run back the tapes. He
Hey,
never
I,
snaps
I
against us like that.
Okay,
I
all
Like,
right.
actually thought about that
Hey,
too. So I
yep,
said to Jared,
hey, let's get through this Dame trade.
yeah, go
look,
ahead.
Then
all right,
we
all
can
right.
get to that. We will talk about all of that. I promise.
Let's do it.
All right. So first off, we all know Dame trade by now. I mean, got traded to Milwaukee for Drew, DeAndre Ayton. Do not know how to say that name. Kamara. That's who Portland gets. Phoenix gets Nurkic, Allen, Little, and Keon Johnson. But Portland also ultimately sent Drew Holiday to the Celtics, also for Robert Williams III and Malcolm Brogdon. So first off, let's start with Milwaukee. How does this change things to Milwaukee and moving Dane from the West to the East? How does that impact the East also? Yeah, I think. I'm gonna start with Ike on this because he was silent through college football. So, what do you think
Mhm.
about this trade? Starting with how it affects Milwaukee first, and then everyone else.
well, I mean, I guess my question would be like, what do you mean how it affects Milwaukee?
I mean,
Like, are
like, do
they?
you think Milwaukee got better? Does this make them like way better losing Drew Holiday, um, and a couple other players, or does this? I mean,
I
what
mean,
does
I
this
think they're
do
going
for
to
them? I
be
think.
the same. Like we have the same expectation we did as when they had Drew Holiday. Like you expect them to be one of the top teams in the East. I mean, you looking at them in Boston, right? As the top two teams.
And
You
Miami.
can try to throw.
No,
Miami was like an AFC for the last couple of times. Like nobody expects them to be a top seed.
Okay.
You expect them to be scrappy, but you don't expect Miami to be a top seed.
Okay.
But back to Milwaukee. So I mean, you've traded defense for offense essentially. You made the move that I'm assuming they made this move because Giannis was like, "Yo, if you don't do something, I'm gone." And I mean, he does have that. Like he is a superstar now that has that weight to be like, "Yo, if you don't make a move, I can easily get up out of here and leave you stranded."
hmm
So you gave him some. To my understanding, they were cool kind of before this. Kind of going back to that All Star game where he picked Dame first. So it sounds like you made a move that at least when the game is on the line, you have somebody who can actually like at least shoot the ball. Because in most cases they would just packet it in when you give it to Giannis, and then
Yeah.
he's got to try to run through everybody to get to the basket to get an easy two, which makes it a lot more difficult. Like I think if you have Dame when they play Phoenix, they don't pack in the lane as
Oh yeah,
like
you
they were
can't.
doing when
Yeah.
right. So yeah, you but who's Dame gonna guard is the thing. So like you've traded defense for offense, and not that I mean, Drew had his days. I mean, because
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
talk about Miami, Jimmy gave Drew all of the fits for a series. So it's not like even a good defender is gonna get cooked every now and again. But the thing is, they're consistent, and I mean,
That's
Dame's
true.
never been known for being a defender. So what do you do? Do you kind of hide him like they used to do Steph for a long time before they start letting Steph before Steph just kind of took it amongst himself to be a little bit better of a defender on his end. I don't know if they have the defenders around him anymore to be able to hide him like that. But do you need to? Or can you just go out and just be like, all right, I'm gonna get 30. Giannis is gonna get 30. We can find
It's tough.
30 for somebody
Middleton.
else.
Middleton's
Solid
still there.
20.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Bobby Porter's give you high teens, mid
And
teens.
you take the
Double double
offensive
for
pressure off of
Lopez.
Middleton. Like
Yeah,
Middleton
Middleton ain't
does
been
not
good.
have to be
He's a
your
third
second
option at
scorer
best
anymore.
now. At
Yeah,
absolute best,
yeah.
Middleton's a third
He
option.
hadn't been good for 2 years though. Let's not
And
forget
he's
that
Yeah,
Middleton
he
has
was
not
really
been
and
good
hurt
for
healthy.
2
most of
years.
last year too. So
Yeah,
I don't even think he
Regardless of
played in
the
the playoffs.
reason, he's been bad for 2 years. So like Middleton's literally been bad for 2 years now. So I
and but
mean,
taking that pressure off of him, now he can go into the game and play like he did when nobody expected him to be like Chris Middleton, like when he can
mhm.
Right.
just kind of go out and hoop as opposed
And
to
right,
I've
right.
got to be elite. So
Exactly.
I don't know. I think they're going to be a top seed. And he's probably be one or two, either of them in Boston, because getting Drew Holiday essentially replaces Marcus Smart, except for Holiday is a better offensive player than Marcus Smart.
Right.
So my only issue with Boston is I don't they don't replace Williams, but my
Yeah, they
issue with
don't
Williams
replace
is
either of the
he
Williams.
was he was never there when it counted though.
Yeah.
This is my only problem. Is like when they really needed him in big playoff games, he was always hurt. So I think
hmm
that's why they were okay with making that move. I know I
Yeah.
went beyond the Bucks, but I have more things to say.
No, that makes sense. No, that
these
because
transitions.
the Drew
All
trade.
good.
No, all that makes sense. I guess for Portland, does this make Portland any better getting DeAndre Ayton? I mean, essentially
I,
that's who they
I,
get, and Mac and Brogdon and Robin Williams. I
hey,
mean,
I
gives them
like.
some size because they got a
Yeah, I
bunch of
like that
guards.
team.
So
Quiet as kept. I
Okay.
mean, it's super mass potential. Like they super young. They got guys who can shoot. They got guys who can slash. I mean, you got Shaden Sharp. You got Anthony Simons. You know what I'm saying? Now you got Aiton. Like you got Robert Williams. You got Brogdon. Like
Yes,
it's
got
one of them
Scoot.
teams where
yeah,
you
I'm about to
not
say,
gonna put a whole
like
bunch
you
of
got,
expectations, but they got some ballers.
Hmm.
yeah,
They're gonna be
it's
fun to
definitely gonna
watch.
be better,
Fun to
better.
watch. There it is, right
Hmm.
Yeah,
there.
Very
yeah,
fun to
Fun to
watch.
watch. Fun to watch. That's
yep.
it. That's exactly what I was looking for.
I agree. And if you look at it, they kind of building a team kind of like the Celtics. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Defensive big men. You know what I mean?
Young
Guys who can,
guys that can
young
go.
guys that can go. You know what I mean? Push the pace a little bit. So they kind of seem like they taking that formula from the Celtics and kind of trying to build that
Yeah, I
same
ain't
type
mad at that at all.
of camaraderie. I guess the last team. I mean, Justin, what about Phoenix, man? Does this do anything for them? I mean, I get Nurkic. Um,
It's a win for Phoenix. Phoenix's biggest issue. They didn't have any depth, and
okay.
they got a team full of guys who stay hurt. KD stays hurt. Bill stays hurt. I mean, Booker ain't gonna carry a team by himself. Aiton wasn't gonna be a game changer.
Right.
So it just gave them depth, and I think they needed that more than anything. That's actually why I don't like the trade from Milwaukee or Boston. Is kind of like to Ike's point is for Boston you subtracted more than you added.
Yeah.
Porzingis, can you really count on Porzingis? You know what I mean? Like we never even seen Porzingis in an entire career in a big moment. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I guess until we see it, what that really looks like. You got Drew, which is great, but Drew, Jalen, Jason Tatum. How does that how's that gonna mix? You know what I mean? Because the one thing I think that people don't realize is Drew's gonna want some shots too. You
hmm
didn't have to worry about that with Marcus Smart and them. Like they didn't command the ball the way that Drew is because Drew's he's gonna be the point guard.
Right.
So I think Phoenix walked away good because Nurkic when healthy, Nurkic is he I mean he's good.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he's
super.
real
He's
good.
gonna
He's
get
he's
them
solid.
exactly what they need in the middle.
He could pass it. The people
Yeah,
forget him and Joker were on the team together in Denver.
Yeah, I remember
Like when
that.
they was younger, like I actually said, man, that would have been nice to keep them together just because I thought it was fun watching when they were younger. But like he's gonna be big for them. Like they have a little bit of depth now. They got to
Yeah,
get a,
they
a
do.
point guard, because they really do
Grayson
need a
Allen.
point guard.
Grayson Allen can run point.
yeah.
He can, but I think here's the thing with like Grayson. I said I wonder how they're gonna fit him in because Grayson's actually a sleeper pickup. I think that people are gonna sleep on, but I think Grayson's gonna be huge for that team. I really do.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be huge for what he brings because he's a good spot up shooter, man, and he's underrated in terms of his athleticism.
and he's
So
tough. He be
and he's
wilding,
tough.
but he's
Yeah,
tough.
but he's tough.
It do
Tough.
be
To,
wilding.
He
yeah,
be for sure
he
wilding.
on he be on one for sure.
But
Yeah,
sometimes in the team you need that guy.
True.
You know what I
True.
yeah,
mean? Like
Mhm.
you need that guy that's gonna say what everybody's thinking. You know what I mean? And go out
Yep.
there and show
Just
like,
don't
hey,
be
look, this
Dylan
is what we
Brooks.
got to do. Don't
Yeah,
be
yeah,
don't be Dylan,
exactly.
but
Do
but
not be
Grayson's
Dylan
also
Brooks.
gonna take them charges. You know
Yep.
what I mean? That's the thing. He gonna be that guy that kind of get that energy, and that's what Marcus Smart did for
Exactly.
Boston. So that's
Exactly.
my question: who's that person now for Boston? Because to your point, Ike, they lost Grant Williams too.
That's what I said. Yeah, they
Oh
lost
Yeah.
Grant.
yeah, that's
So
tough.
Yeah, Grant
so
Now,
Williams.
I
He in
will
Dallas now.
yeah,
to jump back off a point that you made, Justin. I will say one of the benefits for Boston is Drew running point because
I
you
agree.
got to get
I
the
can
You've
ball
see
out of
that.
always needed a
Jalen Brown's
point.
hands.
Yeah, I can
You
see
got
that.
to get the ball out of Jalen Brown's hands. Like he, for whatever reason, can't go left
He
and keep
can't
the
at all.
ball in his hand. So, like,
Way
you
too
got
much.
at least somebody who's going to be able to bring that up and set the offense and get him into a spot as opposed to him having to bring the ball up and
Yep.
then run the
Try to
offense or
find a
Jason
spot,
Tatum.
right?
Yeah. So that is going to be at least a point. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do on that backside. I'm
Yeah.
assuming they're not done, but they're going to need some help on that backside.
And same
Um,
with Milwaukee. Who's
yeah.
gonna help? I mean, Dame, he stays banged up now. Giannis the
But they
last
got they
couple of
grabbed
years done a
Cam
good thing.
campaign too, didn't they?
Don't bring him
Yeah,
up.
they did
I'm
pick
just
up.
saying. I mean,
That's not
Don't.
moving the needle.
That's not
I'm
moving
not
the
saying
needle at
moving the
all.
needle, but that's still some help.
It's a body on the
It's
NBA
a
court.
body,
That's it.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
like, but
Whatever,
like,
Hey, look, man, he got 6 fouls like the rest of
correct, correct.
man.
them.
Very, very true.
Yeah,
All right, so I mean, it's gonna be interesting, man. See what else happens before the NBA kicks off.
I'm ready, man. It's so funny how when the NBA season is winding down, I'm kind of just like, man, let's get this over with. Like I'm ready for some football. I'm ready to get into the
Right.
summer. But like now, I got my excitement, but I can't wait for the NBA. So like I'm geeked. Like it ain't even a
When's
matter
opening
of
weekend? Like it's October. Like
uh
I think
when's
it's
the
October.
4th, 23rd or 24th, maybe.
yeah. It's at the
Uh,
end of October, if I ain't mistaken.
oh,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna be somewhere on a boat.
Ah, shit, turn up.
Big money, big money.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know, right?
man, look at that.
I look. It's my dad's birthday, bro. I had
Hey,
nothing to do with any of that.
that's fair.
I
turn up,
happened to
bro.
I happened to be there.
Hey,
I happen to
tell,
be his
tell
son.
look, tell Dad I didn't get the
Look,
invitation. you know.
Let's see,
well, there's a
preseason
long
is
list of people who
the
said
last
that.
preseason game is the 11th.
Really?
So
Ain't no way.
I'm looking at it right now
11th
Crazy.
of this month.
of October.
They
Like,
got 2 weeks off before the regular season start.
bruh, I'm
Wow.
looking at it right now. First preseason game starts October 7th, and that's Minnesota and Dallas.
Oh, you know what though? They may not be having a huge preseason because they got that in season tournament now too.
Yeah,
That shit
So
sounds dumb too, bro.
it sounds
I,
extra
I
dumb,
no,
but
it's
I
gonna
That
don't
be
even want to
horrible.
talk
sounds
about that.
fucking
I
dumb.
absolutely
Zero.
hate that idea.
Like, who the hell thought of that shit?
Yeah,
That shit sounds crazy.
These
yeah,
niggas about to have a mid-season Big Ten ACC tournament.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
nuts.
Fuck out of here.
yeah.
Big T.
And like I'm looking
That is
preseason,
nuts, man. Like,
season October 18th preseason. Like,
nah, bro. There's games on October 20th.
bro, I'm just moving through the calendar, so that may be close to the start.
Yeah, okay. So the first games are on October 24th.
Yeah, so
The
it's a
last
lot of preseason
preseason
games. Yeah,
games are on Friday, October 20th.
and they got 3 days. Yeah, 3 days into the first game.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, and
Sunday, Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
Well, like
Well,
90% of the league got Tuesday off too, because there's only 2 games on Tuesday, and then it really
yeah,
gets going on Wednesday. So,
yeah. Los Angeles and Denver and Phoenix and Golden State
Golden
kick off
State.
the season. So
Yes, sir.
it was a
Ready.
very good games to start, man. So of course we'll be bringing y'all all that information and everything else leading up to that. Not really covering the preseason. That's just not what we do. We kind of
Nah.
stick to the headlines and keep it moving. But
You want preseason stuff? Download the app.
Yeah,
the
right.
NBA app, right?
Right. That's what ESPN is for.
Yeah.
That's what ESPN is for,
We don't
exactly.
spend too much time talking about preseason. That's dead.
Man, so let's keep it pushing, man. Let's start off with the NFL power rankings. Look, things moved a little bit, man, from last week. We now got San Fran first, KC second, Buffalo third. They moved up a couple slots with that big win over Miami. Philly at fourth, Dallas at fifth, Miami at sixth,
About
Detroit
that.
at seventh. Baltimore stays at at eight, Seattle at nine, and then Tampa Bay moves into the top 10.
Baker
So
Mayfield.
man,
Hey, I
he
told y'all a long time ago that I was a fan on
You
the low.
did. You did.
I
That,
can't say I'm a
Bro, it
fan.
was you and Skip Bayless.
Man, that was it. But I mean, him and Tampa Bay was like, I think at the beginning of the season we were kind of talking like, I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, it's already,
yeah.
Tampa Bay been trending down for a minute now, so it's like him there. What else could go wrong? But
I think
he's
the
actually been playing a
expectation
lot better.
think the expectation or lack thereof is helping them as well. They also know that shit 8 and 9 might win you the division, so it's just like
True.
you know,
Yeah.
when there's little to no expectation and not really. I mean, you don't really have to do much to win that division. Like I think people go out there and play freely, and I mean, you still got Godwin, you still got Evans. I mean, your defense isn't lousy. So I mean, this is right. I've just seen Baker Mayfield play. This is gonna sound crazy. So I've seen him play terribly a lot, but those games that he's went crazy, I actually watched and he went crazy. So it's like I know that it's in him. Pause. But yeah.
I mean, and to beat the division opponent, I mean, they just beat the Saints 26-9. So like,
Yeah, but I mean the Saints are kind of just like they're
Derek
not that
Carr.
I mean,
division.
I'm just saying like these are the games you need to win in order to, you know
Yeah.
what I mean,
Mhm.
to get
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah, for
playoffs
sure.
and to
For sure.
establish yourself
That's what I'm
in
saying.
your
Like
league.
it's
So
slightly maybe 50, 50% or slightly above 50% will probably win that division. 9 and 8
right.
realistically will win that division
I
for me.
mean, but I mean, they're 3-1. I
It's
mean,
Right.
still gonna
They're
so
come
headed
down to
they're
them
headed
and the Saints, I
they're
think.
headed that way. Like, yeah, so
so they're winning the games they're supposed to win, and like I
I
said,
ain't mad at
especially
it.
when you dominate your division. I mean, that's where it starts. I mean, any
Yeah.
playoff run starts in your division. So as long as you're beating the Saints and you're beating Carolina, you winning those games.
And they're
Then when you slip up, against a outside opponent, then it doesn't affect you that much as
right.
long as you got those wins over those divisional opponents. So I think hey man, who knows, man? The Buccaneers are the Buccaneers, like you said. And there's still talent there, even though I think Mike Evans got hurt this last game.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
But
did
yeah, I
He
I
believe
did.
think
so.
hamstring or something.
Yeah, but
he? Damn, that ain't no
It's
good.
yeah,
all. It's always. He's always hurt. Them
Damn.
soft
but it's
tissue
always those
injuries. That's
fast, tall
always.
receivers doing a lot of jumping.
And it
It's
always
always
be the people who want the money, who's
Yep.
right there on that.
Yep.
Like, dang, he was just talking about money, and you know
yep.
what I'm saying. It's like the
Yep.
owners is winning too much, man.
Hey,
It's almost like
they
a
put some
curse,
in that Gatorade. They told him.
man. I
It,
swear, bro. If I'm, yeah, bro,
It
I'm not
always
paying
seemed like a
no money, bro.
conspiracy, though. Like it
hey,
always seemed that
When
way.
you
somebody
won
get to
100 million, but
money,
them
out of
hamstrings is
here.
only worth 20. So
And then it
Like,
be stuff they be holding against them that's
Hey,
completely out of control, like an injury, bro. Like, come on, like I'm playing football. Like I'm like everybody's
man,
gonna get injured,
shit. The best ability is availability.
availability,
Right.
facts,
Availability. So it's like,
facts,
yeah.
facts.
If I choose not to
assumption
pay
of
you in
risk,
that
brother.
second game of the season, you're hurt. It's just like,
Yep.
Makes me
yeah,
look like a
maybe that I
It's the
genius.
won. Like,
assumption of
it
risk.
sucks to even have that mind frame, but I mean, it's just like shit.
It is what it is.
It is what it
So
is.
okay, as far as these rankings, man, any discrepancies y'all see, man?
I feel like
Y'all
Dallas is a little bit too high. I mean, I know
okay?
their
Oh yeah,
defense is good, but I mean, for your offense
they're
that's
too high.
give you nothing, it's like that's kind of crazy.
So
I mean,
who do you switch with them, or how do you move that up, or how do you move them down?
I
Do you move them
certainly
with
would
like
put
Detroit?
Miami above Dallas for
Yes.
sure. I
Okay,
would
Yes.
okay.
certainly put Baltimore above Dallas.
Yeah.
Um,
My biggest discrepancy is Buffalo. Like it's like
Yeah.
Buffalo
I,
was trending down, and then they beat Miami,
and then all of a
and it's
sudden
like
they're the
you
best
gotta
team in
go.
the league
then
again.
they're third in the rankings. It's like
Yeah.
Miami was only
'Cause
fourth,
I
so you
think
beat them,
what
and then you move up to third, and you move Philly down, who
I
haven't
think
even
the
lost.
problem with the Bills and
That's
what people
crazy.
see in the Bills is they know that if Josh Allen just chilled the fuck out, that would be a really good team. And I think people know that they would be cool if he just stopped taking so many chances and turning
But
the ball
that's
over.
not who
That's
he
not
is.
him.
But that's what I'm
That's
saying.
but
They
that's
see
what
the
he's been the
bright
last
side of
couple of
that.
weeks at
Like,
least.
so
Yeah,
they're just kind of
exactly.
like, well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt because we know if he just chills the fuck out a little bit, they'll be pretty good.
But we've
It,
been saying this about Buffalo, like us, even like, you know what I mean? Just over the past last year, we've been saying
Right.
this about Buffalo, about how the league has been looking at Buffalo as these contenders, as this top tier team, and
they
then
became the new Chargers.
they've been falling on their face.
Yep.
Like every
Yep.
time you like,
They're
all right,
wild
cool.
too.
This is a game they should
I mean, the
win.
Chargers are still the
Bam.
Chargers, though.
Correct.
Well,
But
yeah.
I'm saying, you know how for years it was,
It's
oh,
been
the
that
Chargers
hype.
are going to do a chart.
Yep.
And then, no, that's Buffalo. That's
It's been
Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Man,
So I mean, I got off the Buffalo train this year. I'm like, I don't care what Buffalo do. Like,
call
I
me
don't think they're the
crazy. I'm
best in the
still on
West,
it.
in the
Just
East.
like
I'm
pause,
not.
but
Yeah,
I'm still on the Chargers train too. I don't know. I just feel like they have what it takes. Like I know the Chargers coaching is crazy.
Oh,
It's
Buddy
yeah.
needs to be
coaching on
fired
both teams. It's
immediately.
coaching.
He coaches that team like he's playing Madden. It drives me crazy. Like he
Yeah,
needs
it's
to go.
terrible.
He does not deserve to be an NFL coach, respectively, or
Bro,
disrespectfully,
it's both sides.
respectively.
Now
And
With McDermott calling the defense in Buffalo, it's the same thing. Chargers, the
Man,
same thing as coaching. It's
that's
coaching. It's
tough.
not the players on the field. Y'all have all the talent at every level. Y'all have the talent. It's the
I
coaching. It's
look,
got
Man,
to be something with scheme. It got to be something with play calling. It has to be something because y'all shouldn't be losing these games.
and I'm drug testing Khalil Mack. He ain't had 6 sacks in the last 5 years.
He ain't
sacks
had 6 sacks in
is
6 years. Like,
crazy.
Now all of a sudden he can get to the quarterback. Drug test him.
Bro, the
but
Bengals had
granted,
the
it was
Bengals.
the Raiders.
This is how crazy this sounds. The
How
Bengals
about
had
to say
30
yeah?
sacks all last year, and he had 6
6
last game. That's
Yep.
a fifth of our last year's entire
But
total.
Total
it's the
production.
Raiders though. It's the
Don't
Raiders.
matter.
6 sacks is
Does
crazy.
It was
matter.
He's
Raiders
played the
with
Raiders several
a
times
Six
backup
before.
sacks is nuts.
with a
Like,
backup QB.
Yeah, come on, man.
and he's a rookie, but 6 sacks is crazy.
Yeah, 6 sacks is still crazy,
Like,
but yeah.
anybody know how many
You
the
could probably
team
put
ended
3
with?
on him.
I can check right now.
Because that's crazy. Six
For him to
sacks in
have
one
6,
game.
and what if they end with like 7? Like
I heard
that's
somebody
still
say he.
extraordinary.
I heard somebody say he made All Pro off one game. Damn
At
near
this in
Bro,
this
perfect.
day and age, yeah.
he
That's
gonna be a
crazy.
99 on that next year.
If he
Off of one
plays
game.
halfway decent the rest of the season, yeah, he's
If he
probably
get 1 sack every other game the rest of the season,
he's
he still
good.
may
He's
lead the
good.
league in sacks easily.
He is straight.
Like, it's
Six
pulling up
sacks
right now.
is wild.
6 sacks is a lot though. I
It was
mean,
one
but
away
still, the
from the
win
tying the record.
one
They said
touchdown though, like, still shows something.
they
Like
had 7 sacks as a team.
that's what I said. I think it was 7. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
was totally expecting them to have like 12 at least.
Nope. Nope.
yeah,
Damn.
Mm.
And you want to know what's so sad on the stat sheet? It wasn't even a player they gave the 1 sack to. It just said team.
yep,
Mm.
So he technically had all they sacks.
I was finna
right,
say they might as well just
Yep.
gave that to him too. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
oh, he way over there. Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
we
That was
just
Yeah,
Khalil.
gave
I
they'll
that to
get
seen
you.
it.
it.
That's you too,
Khalil
bro.
Mack.
Yep.
Or how they
I'm
do
the
the
one
half
with the best
stack.
feel. Hey, that's you too, bro.
They're gonna be like,
Yeah,
give him 5.5.
we'll give you. We'll
I'm
give
on
you that
I'm
one
on the
too.
bench, bro.
Yeah, you
You
can
got a
have it.
sack from the
Give him
bench. He's
credit.
incredible.
Incredible talent.
Man, give him credit. All right, well, man. With that, I guess we can go into, I guess our favorite part of the show, or Jared's favorite part of the show.
Defund me, like
The fun you nah. Well,
defund me, bro.
I guess
For
we
this
could. I
episode.
mean, we could really. I mean, everybody really got something to talk about. The Niners beat the Cardinals. I think we was kind of like, Ike. You was talking about like you figured they were gonna win, but the Cardinals play y'all tough. Like you
I just
dominated, man.
wanted
Same
us to
old
go
shit.
in the game ready, man. We had to go in the game ready, and I didn't want it to be the same situation that they had with Dallas. Where you go in, you like, oh, we got this, and then you don't play like you got this, and
Mhm.
after 3 quarters, it's too late.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's a divisional game, so you never know how divisional games can go. They can be blowouts, they can be a field goal, at the end, and typically the latter when you know the opponent and you've played them so many times over the last couple of years, which typically is what happens in the NFC West, as they're usually closer games.
Yeah.
With the exception of when we play the Rams, because we usually bust their ass. But other than that, it's usually a closer game, even with the teams who don't like. They may not have a great record overall, but when that division game comes in, it's like, all right, this is the best football we've played all year, and I just didn't want that to happen.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Josh Dobbs.
Man,
Yeah,
Josh
he's
Dobbs,
strong.
yes. Kyler maybe
Much respect for Josh Dobbs.
For real.
he
For
may
real.
be looking for a new home. Like, I mean, with the money they're paying him,
Good luck
Josh
finding
Dobbs coming
somebody to take
along
his
playing
contract.
Yo, I
playing
seen
a lot
something that
better.
said I seen something somebody put. I don't know where it came from, but somebody said if the Giants wanted a mediocre quarterback, they could have just got Josh Dobbs and saved $38.5 million a season. I said,
Dang.
damn.
Josh Dobbs is better than Daniel Jones. I said it.
I'm
Right
not
now,
down it.
yes, he is
Not
playing
down it.
way
I mean,
better
there's
than
a lot of
Daniel
people
Jones.
need better than
I
Josh.
say, who's gonna fight you on that?
Daniel Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, no, right now, especially after that they put out last night. Yeah.
Not
40
one of us
million.
can go in and run that offense better than Daniel Jones right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was horrible. So no, I definitely agree with
Ugly.
that
It's
wholeheartedly.
real. Then you got you didn't pay Saquon, and you got this guy you paid $40 million a season to. He can't even score a touchdown, which
Man.
I'm kind of humbled to that as well right now because
Yeah, y'all ain't scored in the first half all
really,
season,
I
which is
mean,
crazy.
we've had 3 TDs through 4 games, 3 offensive touchdowns through 3 games,
That's
4 games.
crazy.
All right,
No,
man. Well, y'all
Hey,
lost to the Titans, which I picked y'all to win because I don't like the Titans. 3-27. What happened?
bro. People are saying, all the calf, bro. Nah, having an injury to a magnitude where you can still suit up and play, nothing should keep you out or prevent you from performing to that level. Like, it's cold. I really want to watch a game where I can see the back end, I can see the receivers and what they're doing because they're not getting open. Uh, Jamar Chase talking about some he's always open, bro. Clearly you're not.
bro.
Like, I don't think we know what a 3 5 yard out route is. I mean, we got
true.
Joe Burrow doing 5 7 step drops against an all out blitz on 3rd and 3. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? None of it makes
Bro, I
sense.
wanted to ask about the Jamar Chase thing because I was like, I ain't seen him open.
He's
Like,
not. He's
I
not
get
getting
you, like,
open.
hey, I'm open, but like, I'm like, bro, I ain't seen you get open for
Not
real at
getting
all.
open.
Like, I
Even
don't
the
know
catches
why
that
he said
he's
that.
making, we're not getting any yards after the catch. None. Like, we're getting 0 yards after the catch. So even when they do make the few catches that they make, they're you know, very, very, very odd and strange and weird. Every single word you can think of, like, it's crazy. But I mean, like I said, how do you expect? I mean, 5 step drop against an all out blitz on 3rd and 5. Like, who? How much time do you think you have? And then it's
Yeah,
like people want to say, "Oh, the line,
it's the first thing you hear.
the calf injury, bro." It does
Yeah,
not take a lot to get the snap and shotgun and throw that bitch somewhere. Like, throw an out route, throw a screen, throw a quick slant. We don't believe in none of that. It's like every route is down the field. He's holding the ball way too long. Is ugly.
And
Is
you can't say the line because they ain't giving up
You
sacks
can't.
this year.
You can't blame the line. Like,
but they want to. That's the thing. Everybody, the first thing out of their mouth is he ain't 100% healthy, and the
that's
offensive line. And I'm like,
I'm not going for
I'm
either one
not
of
going for
those.
that. Nope,
I'm not
nope.
going for either one of those, bro. Not going for either one of those. And it's like I'm watching C.J. Stroud not run a whole rap, but he's killing it. Like, so you can't tell me that a calf injury is preventing you from thinking.
Mm, mm-mm.
In there's no way. There's
Nope.
no way. So I don't know if it's coaching, but unfortunately, we have an ownership that's not going to replace any coaches. Pretty much, if you become a coach of the Bengals, you have a lifetime contract. Dude took us to a Super Bowl.
So
Oh,
I was gonna
he's
say he
there.
took you out to a Super Bowl. Yeah,
He's there forever.
as
Yeah.
long as he
Zach
want to be
Taylor
there.
might be the coach for the next 25 years. He's a young guy too. So it's bad, bro. It's bad. I mean, it's bad.
That's true. That's
So
true.
pass
I
rush looked good against the Rams. I was shocked. Like, I'm like, damn, we got 6 sacks in one game as a team.
yeah.
That's crazy. They didn't really show up. It's really just the offense. So it's almost to a point where the defense is on the field so much, like you can't even. I mean, what can you really say? But we are playing way too much zone. We got linebackers that can't cover out there guarding grass. Like, the seams are open, the outs are open, the flats are open, deep. It's like everything is just open. It's just like, get out of the zone. Like, but I'd have y'all on here till midnight talking about the struggles of the Bengals. So I'll let somebody else go.
Yeah. Look, I'll just say this because I know y'all want me to say something about Baltimore, but I really don't have anything to say. I wasn't impressed by the win. I think it was very ironic that Deshaun Watson didn't play because I've heard a story behind that.
Hmm.
Like he was actually medically cleared to play, but he
Hmm.
actually told the team he just didn't feel right, so he didn't play. So it was a weird story that was behind that. But I think it's a totally different ball game if he plays. You could just tell the rookie was overwhelmed by Baltimore's defense, which is to
Yeah.
be expected when you play them. So I wasn't impressed. Offense still looked very anemic. I mean, the defense was giving you good field position, and you still only managed 28 points, and Lamar had all four. Yeah,
Man,
so
if y'all offense is anemic, we need some cancer.
I
I'd
mean,
be happy with cancer if
man,
y'all are anemic. Like, cause
man,
shit.
yeah. I mean,
I mean, goddamn, like we can't do a goddamn thing. And it's crazy because our running game isn't even that bad. It's just like we're
no,
not even
no.
giving it a chance to.
Yep. 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 And I mean, it's just crazy because, I mean, I'm still disappointed. You're still not seeing Lamar under center, which is blowing my mind that he's never under center. Like, I
Joe's not
don't
either.
understand it. I just don't understand it. So,
Yep.
I mean, Zay Flowers is a good talent, but again, you're not utilizing anybody else. Mark Andrews finally got utilized against Cleveland, so that was a good sight to see. Lamar had a nice pass to him in the end zone while he was covered. So I
I
mean,
saw that.
it
Yeah,
was yeah, you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
there was some good things that came out of it, but still not impressed with the offense. And I get it. You don't want to see the best of your team right now anyway. I get it, but
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
would
true.
like to see some kind of progression offensively where it's like, all right, I can kind of see where we're going, and I still don't. And I think our defense is in trouble anyway. I mean, in terms of we got to get everybody healthy to kind of see what we got. You know what I mean? And I don't know when or if that's going to happen for Baltimore anytime
What
soon.
what injury
So
is Odell dealing with?
ankle.
Damn.
I want to say may have been like a high ankle sprain, and those can linger and
Ah,
those take weeks.
fuck, yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, who knows when he's gonna come back? Marlon, if I'm not mistaken, his was a foot injury. So I thought he was only supposed to miss the first 2 games. Obviously, I was wrong. Ain't no signs of when he's coming back. Marcus
Man,
Williams was a pec injury. They said it won't be season ending, but he'll miss several weeks. You know what I mean? Oh, fragile Ronnie Stanley. Hate to say it like that, but he can't stay healthy. You know what I mean? Like the last few years, they paid him and then he can't stay healthy. I mean, I
I
can go
hate
on
that
and
for
on.
y'all.
So
Y'all
yeah,
never get to see y'all full
at full
potential.
strength.
Like
Nope,
that's I hate that.
nope,
Like
nope.
and see, and that's another thing. Like I put the sport over matchups. Like, oh,
Yeah,
you're a Bengals fan and you speak good greatly against. I mean, about the Baltimore. Who cares, bro? I'm speaking sports.
yeah,
You
yep,
can talk with your head or you can talk with your heart. Like with sports, I'm gonna just use my head. Like,
yep,
and the fact that the Ravens, we never get to see them fully.
nope.
I mean, it sucks. Like, I mean, there's no other way around it. Like,
Only good thing is that division. I'll be honest with you. Outside of Cleveland, because when Watson plays, they do look legit. I'll be honest,
mhm.
Cincinnati has been surprisingly bad, and Pittsburgh is terrible. Kenny Pickett is terrible. I'm
Yeah, bro.
sorry,
I
he's
thought
I,
terrible.
Pittsburgh was gonna
So
be a
I
sleeper
think
this year.
Pittsburgh
yeah,
is
I
I
still
had
did
ahead of
too.
no
us
idea.
They were
easily.
my sleeper to
Bro,
even win the division, bro. And then I'm like, yeah, Baltimore. This is another year where we're gonna be able to say Baltimore probably end up winning the division, but I'm not gonna be impressed because the division happens to be bad this
Right
year.
now,
Like
apparently, yeah,
right now, it looks like they could be bad. Kind of like where we hyped up what was that Denver and all them that year, and then they were terrible. That whole division was terrible for the most. It's it's kind of how I feel this year. Yeah, last year. So I kind of feel like the same thing. It's like I think everybody was big on the AFC North, but it
yeah,
seems like right now the only team that semi decent is Baltimore, and that's just because everybody else just seems to be playing so much worse than what they are. So.
yeah. We're playing bad,
Yeah,
bad, bad.
since he's playing real bad, Pittsburgh's offense is, I mean, that's really bad, really, really bad in Pittsburgh, man. And then Cleveland, like I said, I think they're good.
Yeah,
It's just they you can tell there's a huge drop off, obviously, from Watson to that rookie, so they got to make sure Watson can get back on the field. And I mean, when he plays, especially that last game he played, they started to look really good, like they were, things were starting to work for him. So
yeah,
that's the
and he
team.
started to actually look like the Deshaun Watson
No,
that
Watson.
we were
Yep,
used to see it in Houston.
yep,
And I mean that defense is really good, but I mean
it
they
is.
played almost the whole game on short field last,
Yep.
and like
Yep.
you can't do that. You gonna get tired,
Nope.
and you
That's
gonna
what.
give up points that way.
Yep.
losing Chubb sucks for them too. Like,
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's a big loss.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chubbs is huge, but that's why I said I'm not impressed with the 28. Look at the field position. Like Cleveland's defense only giving up 28. I was actually impressed with that, given like you said, like the position they were getting put in time after time. Like they only gave up 28, and they were in a like terrible position.
mm-hmm.
Terrible position. So
Mhm.
they got a bye this week. So we'll see if after this bye
That should
if
be
Watson
illegal
can
to have a
come
bye
back.
this early in the season. Like, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy. Way too early. Way too
Yeah,
early.
that's nuts. I'd be pissed. I don't know what Vernon's on.
Yeah, I go say I guess we're not gonna hear about the Colts
So,
because I
Ike,
don't
what do
know
you
if
think about?
there's
No, I'm
much we
just
need to
kidding.
say.
Hey, Colts is hanging in there, man. Shit, I ain't mad at it. They hanging in there.
I
They
did
playing
not
a
watch
lot
any of
better
that
than us.
game,
Everybody's
so
playing better than us. So I mess with it.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm picking Arizona this week.
Yeah,
I
like
was trying to hang
yeah.
in on
Bro,
that Bengals man. I was like, yo,
we
man,
can't
they
do
gotta be better.
anything. Like we can't do anything. It's mind blowing. Like it's mind blowing.
It's
And I
crazy.
think Boyd
It's
is
crazy.
overrated. Like I mean, the guy is just not a good football player. I don't know what everybody sees. Like I don't see it. Higgins refused to catch the ball with his hands. So he's been dropping passes left and right. He like
He's a
if y'all
body
next
catcher.
time y'all watch Higgins, he's a body
He's a
catcher.
body
Good
catcher.
wide receivers pick that boy out the air. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? You don't never see Justin Jeff. Well, I mean, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you in space and you trying to make a tough grab, you got to get them hands out. But he keeps his hands in so people can get in there and smack it like completely overrated. I think Chase is still a great talent, but I think he needs a compliment, like a compliment receiver. As most number ones, true number ones, I mean, you don't really need you know a complimenting receiver. Like, so it's bad. It's bad. And it's like we don't utilize our people. How you draft somebody in the first round and he barely gets any snaps in the first round,
True.
barely gets any snaps. Then we got one of the best wide receivers from college last year. He barely gets any snaps. He did return a punt for a touchdown. Shout out to him. But he barely gets any snaps. And we got the nice little running back out of Illinois. He gets one snap a game. It's just like, how are you struggling and you just drafted offense and can't utilize it? Like, it's terrible, man. I almost
Man.
felt like a 2001 Bengals fan. Like, what's Andy Dalton doing, man? Hey, what's up, big head? Like,
Oh man. So I've been talking and I can hear
terrible.
myself and I can hear y'all, but apparently I wasn't on. So that's fine. Um Nonetheless, yes, everything y'all been pretty much saying is true. I don't know what's going on with the Bengals again. The Ravens again, I mean, to kind of catch up. Yeah, they was in short fields the whole game. And like you said, with the rookie quarterback, to be expected. And I guess I'll talk my shit last. Like I said, I'm happy with our wins, but in our losses, I'm seeing progress. So I'm not even mad about this overtime loss to the Rams. Like, we didn't touch the ball. Our offense was playing way better in the second half than it was in the first half. And I think if we would have got the ball first in OT, or even would have touched the ball in OT, we probably would have won that game. If we could have helped them to a field goal, like, we were moving up and down the field in the second half. So I think we probably would have kept that same momentum and possibly could have won that game. So I'm not mad at this loss to the Rams. Only that we didn't get a chance in overtime. But, you know, something's with Stafford and what's his name? Poo
Puka.
Puka. I call him Poo Poo.
Puka.
Yeah, Puka.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Don't
game winning
disrespect the man like
touchdown.
that.
I mean, I don't know. We was running cover 3 most of the game, and most of their big plays came on seams up the middle. Uh, so
You see
I don't.
how open he was? That
He
boy was
was
so
very
wide
open. It was
open.
cover 3. It was cover 3, bro. I seen it.
I
Like,
know.
I was just like, there it is.
Yeah. You
So
seen it
yeah.
too. Like it was just that was
Yeah,
bad.
it was cover 3 right up the
Yeah.
seam, like right before the safety, right behind the linebackers. It was right there. So yeah, but like I said, it wasn't a bad loss. We battled back. We were getting dominated in the first half to battle back and to tie the game up, being down 3 scores. Yeah, so like I said, my team is fighting, and they're playing a lot better than any of us even thought. So
Richardson gives you hope.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
and just think when we're talking about possibly drafting him, we talking about, hey, he needed city year, and he's just, I mean, Steichen and that coaching staff is really getting him up to speed, and he's really playing well. So, I have nothing bad to say about my team right now. So, like, next week, let's go out here and do it again. Hopefully, we come away with a win. So, 2 overtime games back to back and win both of them. We had to fight back in both of them. I mean, last year we wasn't even fighting in games; we were just getting killed. So I appreciate the fight. So,
I got a question for you, man.
yes, sir.
It's not even coach related. This is just how'd your dad enjoy the game?
I
Oh
saw that
yeah,
video.
Being his
we
first
was
game.
talking about we talked about that. Yeah, this was his first game or first time even being in Lucas Oil Stadium, let alone a Coast game. It was great, man, to see my dad there and him enjoying himself. He's not a big people person, not big crowd person, but to be there and to just see him happy and cheering and standing up and high fiving people around us,
Awesome.
like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
who are you? Like,
That's
this
an
ain't my
amazing
dad. Like,
experience.
you know what I'm saying? Like, my dad's a low key gangster, but now to see him actually having fun and enjoying himself, and him just constantly thanking me, like, thanks for taking me, thanks for taking me. I'm like, we're gonna do this again before the end of the year. So probably that Raiders game, because my brother-in-law is a Raider fan. We was talking about going, so probably gonna take my dad with me too again and go do this again, man. Since I know he enjoyed it so much, this is like my 4th or 5th time going, so it wasn't a big deal to me. But to him, to see him that happy, he don't really get excited over things often. So now that I see this as something that we can do together, and he get excited over, like, we're gonna be doing this a couple times a year. So, nah, man, it was
That's
great. Thanks for
awesome.
asking. I appreciate that.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was
Which,
cheesing way too hard in the picture, man. I had to ask.
uh, what? I mean, I was happy. Like I said, just because he was happy. But yeah, nah, man, it was cool. It was cool, man. Uh, I guess, man, let's get into some pick'ems then, man. So I made a decision. I'm only gonna count the wins because to go back and count the losses is just it's too much. So most wins win. Right now, this is updated. I went back and recounted since everybody was yelling at me last week for getting it wrong.
For cheating, nigga. That's what we're doing.
Okay,
Say the
cool. For
truth.
cheating, whatever. But this is up to date. These
Okay,
are the
Ike.
wins. This is how many wins everybody has, including this past week. So if this is all the way up to date. Um, so right now, Jared and Isaac are tied with 42. I'm third with 40. Justin 33. Uh,
If I had the energy, I would go back because that does not look right, brother. Because I had 10 wins the first week.
yeah, but then you know what? I'm glad you said that because I was
Kitty,
looking at it too.
kitty.
I was looking at it too.
He said, "I'm glad you said that, like, because I'm getting ready to kill you." Like,
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
that you brought it up,
Now that you brought it up, because I was looking at it was it was last week I believe when you had a couple that you kind of went off the rail on.
you had a
Y-
contrarian week where you were just picking the opposite of everybody for
yeah,
some reason.
No, not really. Okay,
you
think about it.
picked you picked.
I
Wait a
so
minute,
like this past week I had
you picked
7, right?
Packers. Wait a minute, you picked Packers, Dolphins. Which one was it? Yeah, you picked the Bears.
You talking
Then
about
you
this
picked
week?
yeah, you picked the Browns.
Right.
You picked
So I
no,
had
no,
the
just
Jags. Hold on. Jags, they won, right? Vikings won. Texans won. Rams won.
we go
Eagles
ahead.
won.
Then that
Niners won. Seahawks won.
and
That's
that's
7. So that's 17 in those 2 weeks.
That's seven. That's 7 out of 16 games.
Right.
It's six. So that's only seven. So that's 11 losses.
Okay. Never mind. I'm saying so what you're saying then is I've been essentially I haven't been picking any winners. So I got you.
That
I
shit
don't
was
have the energy or
trash.
care enough to go back and look.
Trash.
It just don't sound right. I just say it that way. But hey, I trust you.
I heard him say
There's a
you're
reason you got
trash.
defunded last week.
Look,
damn.
any one of y'all. Look, anybody that wants to take over these picks, feel free.
Damn, we defunded it, bro, last week.
You remember because
Probably,
he got the
I
wins
think I
losses.
did.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
I
sure
did
I
it.
did.
I did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. But then the week before, you picked the Ravens. They lost. You picked. Who else did you pick? You picked the Jets. They lost. Like you've been picking bad
That's
games. I'm sorry. The
Ain't
Falcons
nothing, ain't
lost.
nothing, ain't nothing to apologize for. That's fine. All I did is I said it didn't look right. At the
Oh,
end of the
look,
day,
go
it
back and
really
check.
doesn't matter. It'd be nice to see all of it up there because you counting wins when you not picking certain games in a week but giving yourself a
What,
win. That's
what
kind of
game?
questionable to begin with.
What game didn't I pick?
You didn't pick the Colts game last week.
Right, but I said it live on TV that I was picking the Colts.
On
I said it
TV.
live.
Uh,
I mean live here. So y'all
I,
heard me
I,
pick the Colts.
so I'm just asking if we doing that. So what's the point of me sending you the picks? We could just go back and listen to what I say, right? When we answer.
If you want to go back
I,
and listen to an hour of talking, you go ahead.
I'm going based upon like my man Ike said. If it ain't in the chat.
look,
Okay,
I done sent
cool.
my stuff already. I ain't mess with y'all.
I'm
All right,
sending mine now. Like,
cool. Justin
I'm
can
already
now
in there.
like it.
Justin can now tally. Justin can do the pick'ems from now on, and then
I
we'll
already
just let it
said I
be.
wasn't doing no pickups. I don't care that much. I really was just giving you a hard time.
I
I'm
know.
not going back to count how many daggone
And-
games I didn't. No, I could care less.
no, I'm just talking about you can do everybody's. We'll put them in the chat, and you can tally it up.
Yeah, let's see how well that goes. Keep waiting.
So
All right, so we got Bears and
the
Commanders.
pickups just got defunded. Apparently.
Yeah,
All right.
Man, we in the business tonight. Pause.
man. So Bears and Commanders, who we going with? The Bears got to get a win,
Commanders.
don't they?
Commanders.
No, they don't. Man, got to get a win.
Man, can
They
Philly please play? Never mind.
Jared, are you on the same thing about Philly this year, man?
Man,
Man,
like, god damn. Like, these niggas have had 20 of the straight of the easiest fucking games ever. Like, when is the last time we seen, oh, the Philly played them all week? That's must see TV. Like, nigga, it's been a season and a half. Like, oh my. Now, I
I would
know it
love to
does
see the
get
schedule
tougher
up
for
to the
sure.
Sunday.
That's what
to
I'm saying. Down the road,
it's
it's
gonna get
getting
tougher.
tougher, but
Like, I'm so ready to see them in a turned up game. Like, damn, fuck.
I
you're
don't
so
disagree at all.
angry.
And
I'm
it's
not at
it's
all.
like, and I want to see it. Like I'm looking forward to being able to sit down and watch a good Philly team play a good 49ers, or a good Philly team play Miami, or Philly play goddamn the Chiefs, or god damn. But all right, moving
so
right along.
so angry.
Moving
Defund the
right
coach.
along.
Man, I guess Jaguars Bills. I'm taking the Bills.
I also got
Um,
the Bills.
that's gonna be a good game, but I'm taking the Bills. Falcons and Texans. They both 2-2. But I'm gonna take the Falcons because I'm not going for the Texans. Did the Panthers get their first win over Detroit, dude?
No, hell
No.
nah. At
No,
Detroit too,
no.
hell nah. Bryce Young looks terrible. A good talent going to another terrible situation, a terrible team, terrible front office. No,
All right. What about
You're
Colts and
not wrong.
Titans? I'm taking Colts, but I don't know, man. The way the Titans played last week.
I actually took the
Oh,
coach,
I
but
took the
I really
Titans.
don't. I can't really flex on that at all. Really,
I mean, they're both two and
we'll
two,
see.
but I mean, they've been in some tough games. Dolphins, Giants. Like, everybody's on the Dolphins. The Giants is another dumpster fire. But this would be the game that they win. Like, it's so stupid.
No, it won't.
Some
I'm just
straight
No.
saying, like, it's
No,
all
you're
for the
not. No,
win.
you're not wrong. That's literally the thought process. Is
It's just like this
this
will
would
be
be
the
that?
one.
Yep.
Saints and
I mean, I
Patriots.
guess it's the Dallas Arizona thing all over
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
So
exactly. That's exactly why I said it. Saints Patriots. I mean, the Patriots again. Like, just I want to say
I think
Saints.
the Patriots. I picked the Patriots because I figured. I mean, shit, this would be 0 and what 5 if they lose this game. Have they won yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
got
won
one
in
win.
three. Yeah,
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 they got one win.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
they beat the Jets, but they've
yeah.
beaten the
They
Jets
Well,
barely,
continuously.
they barely beat the Jets.
that
So
doesn't really say
yeah,
much.
I picked New Orleans.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go Patriots there.
Yeah, Ravens Steelers. I've tried to
I'm gonna
fight for the
Ravens for sure.
Steelers, but I mean, it's just getting worse and worse every week offensively. So definitely Ravens. Arizona and Bengals, they're both 1-3, but I just think Arizona's just playing better. Again,
I'm gonna go Bengals on that, but bruh,
we don't know. Like,
don't ask me why.
I,
Like, because
yeah, that's why I'm like,
right.
Bengals been burning me too, so I'm like, I don't know.
I
Uh,
picked Arizona.
I did too, so just because I just feel like they have a little bit more momentum, even though they've been losing just as much. Eagles and Rams. I think this may be a better game just because the Rams have been playing better, but who knows what Ram
probably
team is
beat
going
them
to
by
show up.
3.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably,
right. Probably win
beat
by
the
three.
Rams
Yeah, exactly.
on the last second field goal or some shit,
Or
or
something.
a push some shit.
Exactly. Jets Broncos
Hey,
both 1-3.
surprisingly, Jake Elliott's been their best player.
Who was that?
True. Yeah,
It's
true.
Elliott's been their best player.
Who?
The
The
kicker.
kicker.
The kicker. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Jets Broncos. Even though Broncos is coming off a win against the Bears, but
I
I mean
can't
the
stand
Jets.
Sean
Like
Payton.
Jets got a little bit of more
That's
momentum.
what I'm saying. Jets playing better. I mean, I think Wilson played better for one game last.
Yeah,
I picked
bro.
the
You
Jets
better
because
turn on some rap
the
music and
Broncos.
turn up.
The Broncos defense is still ass-tastic.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They need to let us get a Sertain Jr. then if they ain't gonna use him, or just gonna be
Man.
trash with him. Let somebody get him shit.
I saw something earlier. They said Detroit should go get Sertain from Denver.
For what though?
2 first-round picks.
Damn, that's stiff.
Mm.
But
That's
you got to
tough.
think they got the draft capital from. I still think they got from the Matthew Stafford trade, maybe or something.
Oh, they
Something
cleaned
like,
him out. I forgot about that.
yeah, I think they still got like an extra
They
draft pick
cleaned the
from that
Rams up
trade or
for that
something.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
You might be right. Yeah.
And I'm almost like shit. Maybe we should just suck
I
for
would
it.
say before the trade
I get
deadline,
that.
like to depend on where the Rams is trending, I probably would say that
Mm.
too. Like, you know what I mean? Offer them something if they're trending down. You know what I mean? Try to get that pick.
Yeah, hey, shit.
Chief Vikings. Gosh, that's
Vikings
another
is
dumpster
another
fire.
team that I won't say love, but I like that's keep burning me.
Man.
Um,
Yeah, I'm off that bandwagon too. I told you I'm done with the Vikings too. Uh, and Niners and Cowboys. This will probably be the best game but I feel like
It's not though. It's gonna
it's
be
one
ass.
it's one
I,
of them games
the
that
only
you
thing I
tip
would
to.
say is we can't give up points to the Dallas defense. Like there's like two games I think where they've scored like two touchdowns via defense. If we don't give up any points to the defense, I'm not at all worried about their offense.
Yeah,
In no way, shape, or form putting up points.
All right,
it's over with.
man, shit, that's tough. I'm
Which one? Who's the Monday game?
the Monday game is Packers and Raiders. That's not a thought process.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that's like I don't know what's going on with the Raiders. You're talking about defunding something. You need to defund the Raiders.
Hey, you can
Josh
defend a lot
McDaniels
of these
can't.
teams,
Yeah,
bro.
he
Like
can't
real.
coach, bro.
I don't know what's going
Been
on with
saying that
it ain't
McDaniels
even
can't
that
coach.
now. Players speaking out about all types of stuff. Everybody, Josh Jacobs and shoot, what you call it, got arrested. It's so much
Chandler
going on.
Jones, he's
Chandler
out here
Jones,
tweaking. Like
like it's so much going on there, man. Fucking owner arguing with fans. So I guess they were sitting. I forgot whoever they played last. I guess, but the seats was like close to like the fans, the box, and they got him arguing with fans. They talking about fire McDaniels. They going back and forth. There's too much going on in Las Vegas. So Packers gonna
Shouldn't
win
have
that
went to Vegas, man.
one. Man, it's just yeah, it has been trending downward since they've been in Vegas. So
They out there living the hangover life.
man, they live in something, but it ain't good. They need get that under control real quick. But nonetheless, man. Final thoughts, man.
Shout out to my niece Jayla. We was just working on the cheerleading team's little jerseys with their names on them and they graduating year. Friday is senior night for them. Well, for her, football cheerleading, little
Okay.
thing. So super
Uh,
senior, super proud of her. Like I said, me and my wife just got finished, putting their little jerseys together. That's why I had to take some PTO before hopping on, finishing that up. But yeah, man, shout out to her. Shout out to LC Bears cheerleading squad. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. Yeah, man. I ain't got nothing going on, man. I'm good, man. My final thoughts is appreciate y'all again, man. As always, another successful show in the wraps. This is number 35 for us.
Man, that's crazy.
Look, man,
People.
before we get out here, because we not gonna be back on here before this happens. Happy early
Mm,
birthday to my old
Yes,
nigga Bernie.
sir.
This nigga about to be 47. I appreciate you, brother, for having us on here with your old ass. You just mad because your ass is old. I just want to call you old a bunch of times while
Aren't
saying
y'all
happy
like the
birthday.
same?
yes.
Like,
That
what
nigga's
the fuck
older
is
than me,
going
bro.
on here? Like,
That
the
nigga's
first
older
time
than
he
me,
said it, I was like, okay.
bro.
Second time I was like, the third time, I'm like,
Hey, bro, he got me beat by like 6 months, man. That's enough.
okay, yeah, that makes
Literally, bro. It's like his birthday is in March, and mine is in October. So like, I turned 38 before him by a couple of months. Like, get
yeah,
out of
y'all
here.
both got me. I ain't even
Word on the
35
street
yet.
is you dye
So.
your dreads. So
Did I dye my dreads?
yeah,
That
I'm not
nigga
talking
been
about
using
that
just for
red.
me
I'm talking about the.
Oh, what? No.
I
just for
said
me
word on
since
the streets. Don't.
1992, bro.
I do dye my dreads
Look, since the
red,
Dream
right?
Team. He been
I,
using just for me since the Dream Team. I'm just saying.
man, okay. All right. See, y'all right. I can't deal with y'all. When are you coming? When will you be in town? We getting together Saturday. I don't know when you're gonna be here. Or you coming next week?
Me?
Yeah, you. Who else ain't in town?
I'll be in Ohio on Thursday.
Hey, you can
Oh, so
slide,
I'm
that
not
bro.
gonna
means
be
yeah.
in until December. My mom has
Well,
to
how
sponsor.
long are you gonna be, bro? For one night, bro. You can come to the city.
I I flying back. I'm literally going home on business. Like there's no fun at all in this trip. Like I've got like
But
paperwork and
I'm
stuff I got to get done.
presenting fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, but you're
You ain't got no
old,
time for
man.
it,
I don't
brother.
want to go
Uh,
to your old people party.
okay.
Damn, that's
No, I actually I legit
Wow.
ain't gonna be able to make it. Like I got, I got like a legit schedule, and I'm gonna be stuck on the joint the whole time I'm home. Unfortunately,
Sound like a bunch.
Dang.
Sound like full of shit. That's all I want to say.
sound like some old nigga would say.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been Epic Podcast. I appreciate y'all, man. See us next week. We be live Wednesday. Catch y'all then, man. Holla.
yes, sir.